afternoon and welcome to another episode of Valley Spotlight. Look, this isn't a rerun. We're all here. We're all here on your Sunday afternoon.
Back together.
Yeah.
Vaccinated. We are happy that we are all able to sit within elbow distance apart.
I love it.
Yeah, there you go.
On a personal note, thank you guys for holding down the show. We'll have
we're good.
That's what we do, right?
details
That's what
on
we do.
why I wasn't here.
That's right. That's
you guys
what we do.
are such good friends. And thank you to everybody who watches this show every week.
Thank you to the guy at the gas station that called me out. He said, Pesto, I watch your show every week.
He did?
It's just so great. I'm
What do you
so
go
glad
to full service still?
I went to Get Go.
Well, that counts.
Hi, Guy at Get-Go.
Yeah.
Nice to see you.
That's great.
Well,
All right.
we have so much to get through this show, and Michael, you put in a lot of hard work, but earlier this week, Mark, you and our friends from Steelite, the National Restaurant Association show is usually in Chicago, and I've been there. It's so much fun with our team, but because of COVID-19, we were not able to go, so Steelite had their interactive show.
Yes, it's a virtual reality event, and there was chefs from all over the country, and there was mixologists from all over the country, and John and his team from Steelite had an amazing event over at the corporate headquarters.
And it was such a big deal to show all of these different corners of our country that came together for this particular event.
Sure.
But Mark, like when we talk about, world-renowned chefs, they know all of them, and you were chosen to be able to showcase.
I'm just a lucky guy from Parkwood Drive.
I'm saying, they chose you.
That's a big honor, though, don't you think?
It was a huge honor for myself and my team, of course.
Yeah.
Especially for my team, these young guys. I've been on somewhat of a national stage before, but these guys that haven't been on a national stage, for them to be able to execute at that level, it was really great to see them excel at it.
Well, what was it like? Were there how many chefs, and was it a competition or just fun?
It wasn't a competition. It was just different areas. You had Jamie from the Chef's Garden, Farmer Lee Jones. You had Tony Abu again on the bar, who's an amazing mixologist, and John's whole team there. And we were just, we were plating to show off what we can do when we are given a plate and it's a blank palette for us. And then we use our skill set to show that plate off and what it can actually be when it's set down in front of you.
Can you talk about some of the things you made?
Sure.
It was amazing.
I mean, there's a lot of things, we did a lot of different pastry presentations on some of the new craft, both apple and raspberry plates, and those are just amazingly gorgeous plates, especially the craft apple, because right behind us you'll see our booths, our chartreuse. So it was like they almost designed that plate for this restaurant in mind. So plating on that, we did a smoked eel loin, bone-in eel loin.
I was going to suggest that, weren't you?
Did I say eel? That's a
eel.
fish. It was elk.
Oh, elk.
I was like, what's an eel? What's an eel loin?
Yeah.
So we cherry wood smoked that. We rubbed it with, my brother Jeff's coffee rub, and then we slow smoked it with cherry wood, and then we presented it with a wild blackberry vinaigrette and a sweet carrot puree. So just vibrant colors popping off the plate and amazing tastes, of course.
But he had to do so much of it. It was a live virtual event, Mike.
Right. It is very
They had
live.
to keep it moving the entire time for almost the entire
It was almost
afternoon.
like working in a working document, like how we can spin. We were spinning there. So we were just completely changing and adding more plates and, just doing our best to visualize John's vision for his plateware, his glassware and his silverware, and for us to be able to put our artistic ability along with the designer's artistic ability.
And you weren't able to see the designers and the people that create a lot of these plates and a lot of this pottery, but to hear their stories as to why they make it the way that they do, interjected with their ability to make it, come to life with the kinds of foods that you make.
Especially the young woman that designs the maham.
Yeah,
which was beautiful.
She's wonderful.
Yeah.
She's a wonderful lady, and she's a good friend of us on social media, Mike. You probably don't realize that.
But the plates are just amazing. They're, you get an artisan plate like that. When you go to an artisan maker, sometimes they don't have the durability, but with John and Steelite, to be able to produce maham on a level that he does and have the durability and reliability for that plate, it's just amazing.
We never drop things, right?
Congrats on your success.
No, that never happens.
It's the Valley's success.
All right, good job. And Mark will be back with us. We're going to do a little barbecuing at your place.
I think we are.
Later on in the show. Well, let's lead off with this. I don't know if you knew this or not, but Target and soon to be maybe even Walmart, they're not selling sports cards, football cards, baseball cards anymore in the stores because the price has gone so high that people are getting in fights. So I had to find out more. So I called my friend Greg Bartholomew to find out why and to find out if this bubble is ever going to end.
I've been in business almost 30 years, and this is the most insane in the way of demand for product that I've ever seen for anything.
If it's comic books or collectibles, Greg Bartholomew from All American Comics has seen it and done it. And the last few months are, in his words, insane.
There's money to be made and people get greedy. It's kind of like the gold rush back in 1849. So first person in line gets their pick of the crop. It's
been so crazy that Target has stopped selling sports cards in their stores. Walmart might be soon to follow.
It's got to the point where people are getting into fights. Somebody actually threatened a clerk at a Target I had read, and somebody actually got so mad they went outside and shot a gun off in a parking lot.
So what's going on? Well, the card companies, whether it's football cards or Pokemon cards or Magic the Gathering, any gaming cards, have slowed manufacturing to the point where it's hard to get the product.
We used to be able to put in orders and tell them this is how much we want of a certain product. Now they're telling us this is what we are allocating you for this product, and this is how much you can buy, take it or leave it.
Give me an example.
Magic the Gathering cards, we used to be able to order between both of my stores 100 boxes for a new product when it came out. Mm-hmm. Now we're probably around 50 to 60, but I mean, we still have the same amount of players. We have even more demand right now, so we usually sell those cards out within 2 to 3 days.
So just like you learned in your economics class, if there's more demand than supply, the price goes up. And it has, by a bunch. In most cases, 300, 400, or 500%. And Greg doesn't think it's all because of COVID. He has a feeling they're doing it on purpose.
Artificial demand, they're making the products that much more difficult to come by. And I think a lot of people think that these items are scarce, and some of them are. And it's just driving demand up, to legendary levels.
And people are taking advantage. Some are lucky enough to get product and immediately double or triple their money online.
If something sells in a store for $50 and it's selling for $125 online, it's what we call a no-brainer. You buy it, you sell it, you make money, move on to the next item.
At All American Comics, you'll notice all the merchandise in stock, which Greg has made a conscious effort and an investment to do so.
We've had probably over 100 people between both stores come in that normally wouldn't come in looking for Pokemon and some sports cards, even though we don't actively sell them, and just we're amazed that we have product here. I mean, for us, it's been absolutely fantastic, but everyone talks about the bubble bursting and when it might happen. I mean, it's just the same way with stocks. You get in, you get out. With this stuff, you never know. A lot of people think this is, the new normal, so to speak, but I eventually think demand will go down and then prices will get back down to normal.
But not anytime soon. Summertime affects the market in a positive way. Then Christmas will come soon after that. Meanwhile, he keeps ordering and keeps selling.
We're getting packages every day from UPS and FedEx like it's Christmas time. I mean, every 4 days out of the 5-day week, we probably get 8 to 10 packages of new product coming in from all of our suppliers. But I made that a conscious effort to have products that when people came in, I didn't have to tell them, sorry, we don't have anything right now, and they'll turn around, leave, and probably never come back.
People are coming back, and more people are coming in. These cards are paving the way for the most crazy and profitable year ever. So your guess is as good as mine, who knows? But if you want to check out Greg at All American Comics, they have a store in downtown Warren and also in Boardman. Isn't that crazy?
400%?
I guess if you knew, you knew, but I had no idea.
And not until Christmas, he doesn't see it changing.
At least until Christmas, so we will see.
Goodness.
All right, on the other side.
You guys are grilling and rubbing lots of meats. It's going to be amazing. A beautiful day out in Pesto's Test Kitchen outside.
Yep, we'll have that for you after the break.
Not all hormone therapies are created equal. At RC Compounding, their pharmacists create therapies just for you.
I have suggested this to so many women because they don't want to take hormones. They can't afford the hormones. And I said, you should try to do the bioidentical hormones. I said, I'm living proof. I'm going to be 73 years old and I haven't felt better.
Call RC Compounding, your personal team of local pharmacists.
The Major League affiliated Mahoning Valley Scrappers are back. Bring the family back for Buck Nights, great giveaways, weekend fireworks, and even more fun than ever. We can't wait to see you. Tickets, sponsorship, info, and more at
mvscrappers.com.
Welcome into Pesto's Test Kitchen outside this week with Baby Pesto. Do you have a nickname, Jeff?
Oh, well, yes. They sometimes call me, Tank.
Okay.
Tank. That was going back when I was a little guy.
I understand.
Now I'm a big guy.
Yeah.
So I've been called, I don't want to say it on television.
No, let's just keep it. Let's keep it quiet. You're coming up with a new line of rubs for barbecuing and things like that, right?
Yes.
What was the inspiration behind that?
Well, I teamed up with my brother Mark Canzonetta, of course, from
Bistro
1907. And he has done a lot of research with these recipes to get these spices to where we feel they're going to most definitely highlight your meat.
Yeah, they bring out all the flavor and all the taste, right?
Well, you have to cook them right, and you have to season them right, and then have the right temperatures, and you should be grilling like a professional this year.
All right, let's talk about some of the kinds. We'll kind of go through one by one.
Sure.
The one that you can get in the jars right now, the very first one that came out, is the premium coffee rub.
Yes, sir.
What's that? What's in it other than coffee?
Well, we use a premium coffee, a French ground. We also have some citrus flavors in there. We have some salt, some pepper, and then if I told you everything, I'd have to shoot you.
Yeah.
But anyways,
it's very general though, right? It can go with.
And our motto is "Wake up your meat." A good friend of mine, Fred,
came up with that,
Fred,
huh?
Yeah.
Well, he talks about that all the time.
So it most definitely wakes you up.
Okay. You want to start with that one? Why don't we crack open a jar? What are we gonna put this? What type of meat will we use for coffee rub?
Porterhouse.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say. How many pounds is that thing?
A porterhouse here today. Look at that thing. That's about 48 ounces.
4 pounds.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's for the week at
3.5. All right. So what do we do?
What we're gonna do is we're gonna be generous. Now, some people may not be as generous, but if you're buying 14 ounces, you can be generous.
That's right. But the reason is because it kind of falls off, right, when you put it on the grill. A lot of it, or no?
You know. Funny you mentioned that.
Somebody told me that.
It does fall off if you put a little bit of oil.
Okay.
And you rub the oil on it first, on both sides. Now it acts like, some people say mayonnaise.
It's kind of a glue.
It's like a glue.
I see.
Yes. Now, you brought up a great point there, Michael.
That's all right.
So what we're going to do is
what I do.
Go ahead and then we're going to just go ahead and rub that in. See how it's sticking to it?
Yeah. So don't just coat the top. You want it to actually get, push it in there.
You want to pat it in there a little bit. Then we're going to flip it.
Okay.
And then we're going to go ahead and put some more on there. See, I'm being liberal.
That's fine.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think that's that much, to tell you the truth. Do you do the sides too?
You can.
You can if you want to.
Yes. I always like to grill the sides. But
if it's that thick, sometimes, obviously you would do it. Want me to do one?
All right, let's do the other side.
Okay.
All right, look at
there you
now
go.
We're patting it down.
All right, so this one is great for steaks. It's great for a lot of things. If you read the label, you'll know.
Take a look at that, man.
But there are some that aren't on the market yet.
Look at that thing.
Holy cow. Oh, that's good. We don't want it to go on there.
Look at that. Beautiful.
Saved your meat. That's what I do. All right, what's next? What's this one? This is a barbecue?
This is a barbecue rub.
Okay. That'll be on the market soon.
It'll be on the market. You'll look for us on shoppapacans.com.
Okay.
And this is basically just a Southwest twist. It has some, some traditional flavors, some cayenne, some garlic, some salt, some white pepper. We hooked up with a great spice company, so these spices are high-end premium coffee.
Good deal.
So
we're going to get one of these big old pork chops.
Yeah, we're going to get one of these big old pork
chops. This is a Berkshire
pork. One of our vendors carries this. Great looking pork chop. Very, 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 very nice. We're just going to set it right over
Can
here.
I just put it right on there? All right, there you go.
So what we're going to do is just go ahead and pat that again.
This will give it a little bit of barbecue flavor.
I didn't put the oil on it. I forgot the oil on
the other side.
We'll do a dry one on this one.
All right.
We'll put a little oil on it.
Okay.
There we go. Rub that in real nice.
All right, and then we just put that on there. Is that good?
Yeah, and give it a little pat.
Okay. So that's the barbecue one.
We're going to go ahead and rub that on the side like that. We'll get that other side like that. And we're going to get that end.
All right, we're 2 for 2.
We're 2 for 2.
All right, what's the next one? Do you want to do the chicken one next?
Sure.
Okay. This is called
spatchcock chicken. Actually, we split the bone out.
And the spice is called
Yardbird.
Yardbird. So if you see it in the stores, you'll know this
Mark
one.
Canzonetta came up with Yardbird.
Okay.
So there's a lot of turmeric in this. There's a lot of citrus flavor. There's a lot of white pepper, salt, even a little bit of sugar in there. And again,
oil here.
I don't think we need oil on this one.
Right.
This one's pretty wet already.
All right, so we'll just put this right on there. Good.
What we're gonna do is rub that in, pat that down. Look at it, getting that all in there.
That's ready to go.
So we're gonna go ahead and flip that thing.
Okay.
Let's do it again.
All right.
Oh, wow, you're doing good here, Mike.
Yeah, I'm good at this.
Are you good at this? You do this at your house?
Yeah, no, I don't do a lot of that. I just do the salt and pepper. This is new for me. This is all new for me. This will be good.
Okay, cool.
All right. And our last one is for fish.
Of course, these are Steelite.
Okay.
Look at those new plates. Gorgeous.
Yeah. Do you got one more plate to do the fish on so we don't have to do it on this?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Since the chicken was on there, I guess that's the way to go.
Well, actually, we can take this off.
Get rid of that. Okay. Good. And then, what's this rub called?
Actually, I want to take off my gloves.
Okay. Grab me some salmon.
I'm gonna grab you some salmon. We're gonna do two. This is a Scottish salmon, by the way.
Okay.
Very nice. So we're gonna.
I used to work with a Scot. Yeah, it was a while back.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I did. Nice fella.
We're gonna do a little bit of glue, as we're saying today.
All right.
We're gonna put a little glue on.
I didn't know you did oil on the fish.
You could. Oh yeah, absolutely. Salt and pepper. You do salt and pepper, right? So you put a little oil on there.
I didn't know that.
Well, if you put it on the grill, it's not gonna stick.
Okay.
You know, it gets that nice fire. Let's put just a touch more.
A little bit more? Okay.
Yeah. Just a touch more. There we go.
Okay.
Then we're gonna go ahead.
What's this one called?
That is called the cast iron Cajun seasoning.
Okay.
Again, you're gonna find a little bit more heat in this. It's not for the weak at heart.
And we just do the one. These don't have the skins on them, right?
We do have the skin on it.
Okay, so
But
we don't
when
need
you
to
grill
put
that side, you can peel that skin right off after you're done.
All right, very good. Yeah. One more time on where to find the new rub, and then keep an eye out for the other ones coming up.
Well, you can find the coffee rub down at the Pestos at
Bistro 1907.
43 Federal East Plaza.
Yeah, they know where it is. It's right in the bottom of the hotel.
You can find it right when you come up to the hostess stand. Ask for me, Mark. We'd be happy to let your summer get real spicy and grilling. So please come try it.
There we are. Now, when we come back, we're going to teach you how to blacken the salmon. I know you get it a lot at restaurants. Maybe you don't know how to do it yourself. So thanks very much.
Thank you.
You have something else to say before we go?
Mark's going to shed some light on some cooking. We're going to have 3 different styles of cooking.
There we go. Be right back in a bit.
Right, thanks.
Just so you know, originally when we set that up, I said just get one piece of meat.
Oh yeah.
For each thing.
You think Jeff and you think Mark are going to listen to you?
I tried my best to make it simple, and then I went over there and there were 400 pounds of meat.
It's not work
fish,
that way. Everything you could imagine.
It was crazy. So, all right, what goes good with meat but vegetables?
It sure does. Right? Angiuli's Farm Market. That's the greatest place on earth right now, I'd imagine.
They are rocking and rolling there, and we're going to take a trip and see Carl and find out some tips about your vegetables. I actually talked to his dad a little bit.
Did you?
Yeah, to learn a little more about tomatoes and things like that.
Wonderful family, right?
Wealth of information. We'll have that for you after this break.
Well, Ducat not only sells the product, but we service them. We have parts and service support for every machine that you buy at Ducat. You are purchasing a machine, it's eventually going to break or need work, and we are here to do that. You don't get that from an online sale or a mass merchant. They just don't have the ability to have the parts and the service. We send our mechanics to school every year. We have 2 Briggs & Stratton master service technicians. There are not many in the country, probably less than 5,000 in the country, and we have 2 at Ducat. And we also have gold certified steel mechanics and numerous certifications in parts and service for every brand that we carry.
So let yourself go to Ducat. Let yourself go to Ducat.
Welcome back to Valley Spotlight. It is time to plant if you haven't already. We pulled aside Carl Angiuli from Angiuli's Farm Market. We've been talking to your dad a little bit about tomatoes and peppers and secrets to I know you guys have been planting them for years, but there are certain things you should and should not do along the way. First of all, yes, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for coming out
We
today.
appreciate it. Let's do tomatoes first.
Yeah.
Okay. We can put these in the ground now. Once we get toward Memorial Day, we're good to go.
Yeah,
right?
we're good to go. Frost date's over. It's May 15th. We're past that now, and then it's time to get our garden put in. We've got some nice large tomato plants here. They're starting to flower, so they will produce your fruit earlier. And they are beautiful. We're looking for nice tall, dark green plants.
Okay.
Like we have in here. And they'll be ready to go. You put them in the ground, and in 30 days you should have tomatoes.
And it doesn't matter, there's so many different varieties and everybody has their favorite.
Yes.
Does it matter in Northeast Ohio, Western Pennsylvania, do some do better than others, or it is what it is?
You know, there are. We have, your grape and your cherry tomatoes, which are excellent, and then we have a big boy or a better boy for slicing tomatoes.
Yeah.
Those are two great options to have in your garden in Northeast Ohio.
What do I do when I put them in, when I transplant from here to there, knowing all the nutrients you put in your soil compared to the soil that I have at my house?
So you like to treat your garden with some lime in the spring, get that put in. Then we like to use Epsom salt with water about 2 weeks after the plants have been set in your garden. And then we like to use a fertilizer like a Triple 12 or a Miracle Grow product every couple weeks to get nutrients to the plants so they can continue to grow like they do here in the greenhouse.
Same idea for peppers or totally different solution?
For the most part, you're on the same thing. It's, get your plants, get nice tall dark green plants, looking good, get them in your garden, get them situated. A couple of weeks later, you come in and you give them a little bit of Epsom salt water and then some fertilizer. Make sure to get the weeds out because everybody thinks just stick them in the ground and they'll grow by themselves. They need care. Just like children need care, plants need care. Got to continue with that. And then we've got a couple of products to help with the blight.
I was going to ask you about
tomatoes get blight, leaves start dropping. We've got that copper product and then the fung oil. Both are great solutions. Every 7 to 10 days, you put that product on your tomato plants to keep them from drying all up like they do sometimes.
All right, I'll give you a couple quick questions here. If sometimes you grow a tomato or a pepper and it's starting to get like a little hole in it, almost looks like a bug is eating that spot.
Black spot underneath, we call that blossom end rot, and that occurs when your plants are starting to flower.
Okay.
So it's not when the fruit, it's as soon as you see buds on your plants, they need to make sure they have either not enough water or too much water. Either one of those will cause a problem, and they need a little bit of Epsom salt water to help in calcium. If you can give them, that's why you put your lime in the garden, get the calcium to the plants so they don't cause that problem.
Okay, last question. I got to water these things. I know that I have my hose out. Am I doing it in the morning? Am I doing it in the day? Am I doing it at night? Do I squirt the top or do I squirt the base?
Always at the base, never on top. That's number one. That's where the disease comes in. When you're watering and wetting the leaves, then you get disease issues, your blight, and everything else goes crazy. So water at the base. Doesn't matter if it's in the morning or the night. Doesn't matter. It's always at the base, never on top of the plants, the leaves.
Very good. Hours here at Angiuli's Farm Market are?
Right now we're 9 to 7.
9 to 7?
About almost every day. 7 days a week we're open.
All right, come out, get your veggies if you want to, your herbs if you want to, and we'll talk about flowers in the next segment. So there you go. Peppers, zucchini, tomatoes. I think what's cool there, they have that stuff in stock because they grow them all year long.
Right.
You don't have to wait till August to get your tomatoes.
They are prepared, and just a beautiful place out there. You know, they had that fire a few years ago, and it looks so nice now. So always glad to see it.
We'll be back out there in a little bit. We're going to talk about flowers and planting and things like. If you don't have the stuff in the ground by now, you need to get it in.
Well, you know what else is blooming and booming?
Holy cow, the housing market. Luckily, I was able to reel in Kelly for a few minutes to talk about it. She's going crazy.
Absolutely crazy. She sold our house in 6 hours, so I can say that. It's personal experience, but is it ever going to end? And what are people doing to even buy them? Because I feel like it costs so much money right now.
She's got some tips for you. Let's find out. Time for another edition of Home Advantage with Kelly Warren from Kelly Warren and Associates. And we were just talking about the housing market. And I have I'm not cheating on you, but I have other friends that are realtors also. Okay. And they're telling me it is out of control. Buyers are not able to buy the houses they want, and sellers are getting way above asking price.
Yes, it is the Wild West out there. It is just a really fast-paced, frustrating real estate market.
Have you ever seen anything like it?
I have not, and I've been in business for over 20 years.
Yeah. Do you know why it's happening?
I don't. I read every article and I listen to every podcast, so a whole bunch of speculations, but they're just that.
Yeah. So what are buyers experiencing now that's getting them and realtors so frustrated?
Well, so if you're a buyer in this market right now, you are looking at a house saying, I'm going to go home and think about it, and tomorrow it's sold. Or you're looking at a house saying, okay, I'll take it, I'll give them asking price, and it's selling for thousands above asking price.
Right.
Some of our buyers are even saying, I'll give you 10, 20, 30,000 above asking price and still losing out on the houses sometimes. So it is just
Whereas
it's a market.
A couple of years ago, that would not be the case.
Oh, no,
right?
no, not at all. 5-10 years ago, we had a 6-month average sale time. Like houses would sit on the market for 3 to 6 months. They would get one offer, a few thousand under asking price. The sellers would negotiate it and take it. But that's not today's market.
All right, so I'm a buyer. What advice would you give me? What's an advantage of going with you folks rather than others?
Well, working directly with us, we have a lot of market share. We work with a lot of sellers. We have a lot of agents. So we know what's coming on the market a lot of times before it comes on the market. So to be able to get you in front of that house the day that it's active so that you don't miss out on it is huge. But some things that buyers need to do is they've got to get pre-approved. There's no more, I'll go home and think about it and get pre-approved. You've got to be prepared when you show up. And you need to be ready to look at the house and make an offer, and a strong overpriced offer.
Which is hard for some people. They don't like to make that kind of decision. It's a big decision, right?
It is a big decision. Many people, this is their biggest purchase. And to say to them, well, we need to know right now there's 5 other people who want to put an offer on it, and do you want to pay over asking? It's hard, but I think the buyers are coming to terms with it. If they look at 1 or 2 or 3 and make an offer and it doesn't work out, then they're learning.
Sure. Do you see, it has to end, right? At some point it has to end?
I don't know. I listen to every podcast and read every book and every article about it, and I'm kind of seeing different. I'm seeing, we could be, on the tip of a changing market. We've been hanging on for a long time. The market every so often does a correction. We're long overdue for one. So could it change in 3 or 6 months? Certainly. And then other places that I'm reading are saying, the Mahoning Valley is so behind on housing values compared to the rest of the world that we're just catching up, and that these could be the new normals. So it could be that too.
Well, you'll want to get with the folks that have the finger on the pulse of the real estate community. So if people want to get a hold of you, how can they do it? And they probably should hurry up and do it,
yes,
right?
Yes, hurry up and do it. If you're selling, we need inventory. We have got buyers who want to overpay for your house.
That's right. You can make some coin.
Yes.
KellySoldIt.com or 717-2689. And don't forget, we are in the new location.
At our Howland office, yes, and we're still, as always, in Boardman, too.
Right here on Route 46, just north of the mall a little bit. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you.
Another informative edition of Home Advantage. So there you go. You have people out there that are selling that didn't even really want to sell, just to kind of take advantage of it.
Just offering, seeing what they can get for their house. Why not,
and
right?
then these poor buyers are just beating their heads against the wall trying to find something, and they're paying way over what they should, but they can't help it.
It's like a roller coaster.
It's crazy. All right, when we come back,
you are going to be out there grilling again with, I think this time Mark's joining you, right?
Yeah, we did the rubbing last time, and now we're going to put everything on the grill and teach you how to blacken things, which is a totally different concept than I thought it was.
Right, you're going to learn something.
Yeah, there you go. So we'll have that for you after this commercial break. Stick around. We're at Bistro 1907 today for Valley Spotlight in beautiful downtown Youngstown.
And it really all started with salt, with Himalayan sea salt. That's where it all started, because of a patient who came in and told me about the benefits of salt therapy, which is inhaling Himalayan sea salt, an aerosolized Himalayan sea salt. And I found that my patients were having fantastic results using salt therapy, and I wanted to know, how could I incorporate the Himalayan sea salt into products that would benefit the sinuses and the skin. And that's where Salt Me was born.
Hills is the low-cost living, anti-inflation department store.
Shop Hills in the Liberty, Lincoln Knolls, and Boardman Plaza's Youngstown, and the Ridgeview Plaza in Warren, and the Hills location in Champion, all open 10 till 10 daily.
Pesto's Test Kitchen. We're outside at the grill today. We did the rubs that you guys are promoting, Papa Canzonetta's premium coffee rub, and the other kinds that are on their way.
Well, we got the Yardbird Yellow, we got the St. Louis Red, and we got the Cast Iron Creole.
Which we're doing right now. We're going to teach people how to blacken salmon.
Because there's misconceptions, because people think that blackening
is
a
burnt.
flavor.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
It's
just
not
burnt.
a flavor. It's
Okay.
actually a culinary technique to cook food.
Okay.
So what my brother did earlier was he coated the meat in oil. So that is one of the key things because that helps the rub stick. Just like when you're smoking, you use mustard as the glue.
Okay.
What it also does is when you put it in this amazingly hot cast iron pan that's from my great-great-grandmother. This thing's probably 100 years old.
At 100 pounds.
And 100 pounds,
Right.
exactly. I think my wife threw it at me once. I don't know, maybe. So what that does
Dodge
is,
it.
again, it's a cooking technique. So when you place this fish down.
Oh, so we do go face down.
We do go face down.
Okay.
We do go face down at first. So what is happening here is, and you're going to get some smoke and you're going to cough, and I apologize for that.
It's all right.
Because you got the 3 peppers in there, the 3 burns, black, white, and red pepper in there.
Okay.
It's creating an air barrier. So it's not burning. It's actually blackening slowly.
Okay.
So that's what's going on there. So it's not just a flavor profile.
That's all right. Stop, drop, and roll, Jeff. All right, very good.
So that's what we're doing. We're going to blacken this, and you want to cook fish mostly skin side down for about 70% of the cooking time.
Okay.
And then flip it over. Personally, my salmon, I like it medium. I don't like it medium rare. I don't like it medium well or well done. I like it medium.
It's a standard, I would think.
I think so.
So this side, 30% of the time.
No, 70% of the time.
Oh, okay.
And then we're just going to flip it up, crisp that skin, like my brother Jeffrey said. You can peel that off if you don't like fish skin. Some people, the Japanese, go crazy over it. They crisp it. They put it in bags like potato chips,
No
like
kidding.
chicharrones.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
So we're going to let that work.
Yeah, we're going to let that work. And as you can see, we'll do a little sneak peek here.
All right, very good.
See how that's got a beautiful color?
Yeah.
Not burnt. So we will flip that over right now.
That looks about blackened as much as we want it, right?
I think we're about perfect. So we're going to turn that down just a little bit. And what we could do, we could actually turn this down. We could put it on the cold side of the grill or underneath in the oven to finish the cooking process.
All right, speaking of finishing, we will finish up right after this break.
Hi, I'm Barbara Corcoran. I'm constantly asked by news sources how to best navigate today's real estate market. I call the brightest agents in the business to get their input. Hi, Kelly. What's going on in the Mahoney Valley area?
Hi, Barbara. The market in the Mahoning Valley has remained strong.
I'm so happy to hear that.
Sellers are enjoying the safety of the Guaranteed Sold program, and buyers and sellers love the 3D tour and the free moving truck.
Get the best advice from my friend Kelly Warren. Go to kellysoldit.com. Be safe and smart.
No hot water? Call A to Z Dependable Services. Our fully stocked rapid response water heater specialist will get you back in hot water in no time. A to Z is the only call you need to make.
Only A-to-Z.com.
Bistro 1907 is a classic yet unique American bistro. This space lets us immerse ourselves in history. The dishes are inspired by our past but have a modern twist. Bistro 1907 by Mark Canzonetta is unlike any place else. Find out why. I'm Mark Canzonetta, and I welcome you to Bistro 1907.
Pesto's Test Kitchen. We've been doing some grilling outside. Jeff was working the gas grill.
Yes.
Mark was working the wood grill. The difference between the wood and the gas, are there different techniques?
There's totally different techniques. First off, this is for the home enthusiasts. Everybody that wants to come in, just turn on the grill and they have heat, and that's great.
That's me. That's me.
Fine. That's
I
great.
want to make some burgers for the kids and be done.
This is more for somebody that really wants to babysit their meat, take attention to the meat. They want to have the flavor of the fire grill with the cherry wood, mesquite, or whatever fruit wood you're working.
Okay.
So I like this one. This one, as you're feeling right now, Mike, how's it feel to be in the heat of the kitchen?
It's a warm one, and his side is much warmer than this side, I will tell you that.
With a grill like this Lone Star grill that was custom made for me, you want to take and have one side really hot, and then you want to phase it out. And
Okay.
just have some warm coals over here. So, like you can see, if we put this on there, you're going to get some flame up from all that fat on the pork chops. Because this, you can also raise and lower it. I call it the Bride of Frankenstein grill.
Yeah, it just goes up and down like the
Goes
top
up
of the
and down.
coffin.
So
Let's talk about temperatures.
Temperatures.
Pork, how do I know when it's done? And I don't even buy pork because I'm scared.
trichinosis went away in the 50s.
It
late
did?
50s. It's gone. It's been gone for a long time. You don't have to worry about that. I eat my pork at medium.
Okay.
I don't
Which is
like
how
it
many
medium
degrees?
Rare. I still get a little what we call
140?
skeeved out by
Yeah,
that.
140 would be good.
Okay.
140 would be good.
Okay.
Actually perfect. So chicken,
another
not
one.
quite done yet.
I
but
stink at chicken.
I cook chicken all the way through.
Okay.
You know, it's not Japan where we can have chicken sashimi and things like that.
All right.
So we cook this all the way through to about 160, 165.
Okay. He likes his a little bit more than that.
Yes.
We did this giant porterhouse, which I'm going to hold up for you again.
I mean, look at that thing. Look at that, everybody.
That's medium-ish.
That's medium. It's going to be medium rare, definitely. Here.
In the middle. Okay.
Yeah, definitely medium rare because the thinner pieces, you know, they cook quicker than the thicker.
I'm going to have some while we
Plus
talk
it's
about
on the bone, and it's phenomenal.
And then the salmon.
The salmon we blackened, another cooking technique. So we really actually did 3 different cooking techniques today, and I think they're all great. It's a matter of what you like. Again, blackening is a cooking technique and not a spice.
Okay.
It's everybody knows it is a spice. Oh, it's blackened. It's going to be hot. Hot's just one-dimensional to me. I want a blackening seasoning prepared along with the cast iron that actually has depth of flavor. And that's why Jeffrey and I came out with the rubs through Papa Canzonetta.
That was my next question.
We got the cast iron Creole, which is on the salmon, obviously. We got the St. Louis Red that's going to be on any of your pork needs.
Okay.
You got the Yardbird Yellow, and I like Yardbird. Yardbird, you know why they call it Yardbird? Because chickens just like to walk around the yard. Okay?
Free range.
And then you have your coffee rub that's good on anything, whether it's lamb or beef or boar or elk or antelope. Actually, you can use any rub on any meat you like.
If you have antelope, I'd like to know. Yeah.
We're going to have Antelope Monday. We're doing an event with John Miles for Steelite International, their virtual event.
Okay. One more thing before we go, nice and loud. Where do you get the rubs if you want to get them?
Well, right now you can feature them down at the Bistro 1907 downtown Youngstown.
Right.
And soon we'll have some more news on where to find those.
Plus, they're going to be available on papacans.com, right?
Yes.
PAPACANZ. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, man.
Good job in the test kitchen today. Nice work.
Man. We love the Road Warrior. We love doing this. Barbecue is like one of my favorite things to do.
The best.
Keep cooking, everybody.
Well, that was good. Did you have a favorite?
I like the fish.
The fish was really
The
good.
blackened fish, that flavor and that smokiness with the rub. Kudos, Mark and Jeff. Unbelievable.
I like the pork.
Really?
Because I never get it. I never get it on the grill because I don't do it myself because I always foul it up.
And usually people overcook pork, in my opinion.
Yes, because they're scared.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm glad he addressed that today. So
it was very, very good. You know what else I like? And I miss? Chicago hot dog.
That's true.
I do miss them. I
well,
do.
As you know, Niles kind of thinks they're the home of the hot dog. Harry Stevens and all the lore, the king of the hot dog. Well, we may have a new queen of the hot dog in Niles. Hot Dog Allie has taken her restaurant to Route 422.
This is definitely Hot Dog City, I realize too, so it's really nice to be over here.
Allie Tonkovich, or you might know her as Hot Dog Allie, well, she's at it again. Her second location has opened up, this time on Route 422, just west of the mall in Niles.
We kind of just stumbled across this location when we were looking at a lot of spots. Something that just felt right. And this was one of the ones that we came here and we were like, okay, it's going to be a lot of work, but we're going to make it work.
People my age see it as an old Taco Bell, but Allie and her gang of hot dog helpers made it her own.
Me and my family, we did the floor, the paint, you know what I mean? We did everything from the ground up to, get this location running.
And they are. A little bit bigger sign, but the same distinctive face and the same menu as the popular spot in Austintown, including her signature hot dogs.
I think that I have one of the things that's pork and beef only, and that's just like one of my personal tastes that I had. I don't like chicken in my hot dogs, and I don't like a lot of fillers and stuff. I like that beef taste that you get, and I think a lot of people realize these hot dogs, you can taste the quality in them and whatnot that we use, and the quality that we put in all our, whether it's our chili sauce, cheese sauce, or anything else. We're using all quality products and everything.
Allie's been in the restaurant business all her life, and she considers this fast-paced food, not fast food.
And making that transition to this fast-paced environment, even though it's fast-paced, we still make 90% of our products in-house.
Including one sandwich that even surprised her on how big of a hit it has become.
Yeah, the chicken sandwiches, I can't believe just how much people like them. I mean, we bread them fresh every single day in-house. You don't see that a lot in these fast-paced atmosphere and stuff that we're taking the time to do that. And that just comes from my background of being in full service for so long. So the chicken flies out of here. And a lot of people don't expect it either because it is Hot Dog Alley. So, they don't think chicken the first thing when you come here.
Don't sleep on the side dishes either. From the loaded waffle fries, to the mac and cheese and baked beans, the onion rings, to the Parmesan potato puffs, you'll leave there fully satisfied. But don't leave without dessert. This strawberry pretzel parfait makes you remember family picnics at Grandma's house.
At the light waiting, you see we have music outside. We play the 60s and 70s, all the good oldies stations. So you kind of hear that from the road and just get the vibe of what the place is like and everything while you're there.
Right now there are 2 locations, and you might see one in your neighborhood in the future.
Maybe a third. Maybe a third. We got our eye on a couple locations. We're not there yet, but I think once we get this all situated and set, that we will go ahead and look at a third location.
And maybe, just maybe, we'll see some franchising down the road.
I've had people call, and I've had people interested. It's definitely something that I'm thinking about. I just don't see it happening right now. But yeah, definitely a thought in the future to franchise.
Gotta think big, right?
Yeah, you do.
Congratulations, Allie. Good job. Yeah, you know her restaurant on Raccoon Road in Austintown, and now the new one on 422. You see the big sign with her face on it and everything.
And she's one of the hardest working young women we've ever met.
And the staff. Awesome staff. Thank you. Thank you for letting us come out. So,
always glad to see that.
On the other side.
Oh, you and Carl are talking about flowers this time?
If you don't have them in yet, or if you put them in and then it snowed and you had problems, well, we're going to help you through it. How's that sound?
It sounds good.
It happens, sure. Be right back.
Papa Canzonetta's peppers, recipe established in 1975. A family secret is now yours to share with the people who add spice to your life. Choose from mild and hot versions, plus our famous original blend too. They're the perfect punch for any dish, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We've got the recipes to prove it. Just follow us on Facebook, order online at papacans.com and pick your peck. papacans.com, order 6 jars or more and qualify for free shipping. We like it hot. We're glad you do too.
Salt Me is a company that produces products that are made out of Himalayan sea salt. I have a love affair with Himalayan sea salt. And as an ear, nose, and throat doctor, the most important thing for me is that the products are going to be effective and that they're going to be safe for patients. So I make products that help sinus conditions, and I make products that are going to be good for the skin and good for the body. And all of them are made of Himalayan sea salt.
Budapest Cafe, home of Uncle Nick's Greek fried chicken.
Sunrise Inn, home of award-winning pizza.
Weston, Maine.
Come check out our poutine.
Mocha House Cafe and Eatery.
The famous California cheesecake.
Charbonnet's Wine on the River, famous for our great wine and our charcuterie.
Jack Steakhouse, famous for our cowboy ribeye.
Modern Methods, famous for our craft beer. Cheers to downtown Warren.
Back here on Valley Spotlight on a Sunday afternoon in downtown Youngstown.
Couldn't be any nicer.
Bistro 1907.
Nice to see you, Michael.
Thank you. Good to see you too. If you haven't been here for brunch on Sundays,
whoa, make a reservation.
Yeah, it is a fantastic place. All right, back out we go to Angiuli's Farm Market.
All the way out there in Canfield, where they're talking flowers, and they couldn't be prettier. Their greenhouse, they've got everything you could possibly need, even if you don't have a green thumb.
Wait till you see it, and we'll help you with that too. Back here at Angiuli's Farm Market with Carl Angiuli. Is it really Carlo? I thought your dad called you Carlo.
He does, yes.
I love that. We should be calling you Carlo.
Yeah, I'm good. I answer both ways.
We're talking about flowers. Here's something new and cool. It's probably only come out in the last couple of years.
I heard they've been around for 30 years, and I didn't know about them until this year.
They're called?
Air plants.
Air plants. Why are they called air plants?
They pull the moisture out of the air. They have no roots, and they can sit on your desk. You could put them in little pots around the house. Take them to the office, and all they need to do is sit there by sunlight, obviously, sunlight and air.
You don't water them?
A little misting every day.
Like with a squirt
spray bottle.
And you're done.
That's it. Easy care.
How about that?
Those?
Well, we're getting a lot of people have planted already. Some people may have planted a little bit too early, and you got to start again. Let's talk about the different kinds of flowers that do well in Northeast Ohio, Western Pennsylvania. Let's start with the sun. You said most of the time plants like sunshine more than they do like the shade.
Yeah, we have 90% of your plants love that full sun part shade. You've got we've got lots of flats of impatiens, dahlias.
petunias, marigolds, just full sun, beautiful, full bloom. You know, they continually bloom. Shade, you know, you're limited. Yeah, you can use begonia. We have a plant called geranium. What else do we have that's shade? We've got impatiens, obviously, shade. You know, they'll grow good and they have beautiful color. That's kind of what, you know, you can do for shade.
I think what's neat about this place is as you walk down the rows, it tells you this plant is good for sunshine or this plant's half and half or whatever.
Yeah.
That really helps.
Yeah, the hanging baskets. We got each row labeled that way, so, you know.
Let's talk about hanging baskets.
We've got lots of them.
Yeah, I see that. I see that. Well, how do we take care of hanging baskets? I'm sure every flower is a little bit different, but...
Yes, but we have fertilizer. Just like you need to eat every day, your hanging basket or your flowers or your vegetable plants need to eat every day. They need this fertilizer. It's an Angiuli Special Triple 20. 1 tablespoon, 1 gallon of water once a week. Pretty simple. Once a week, give them this water solution. It keeps your hanging basket beautiful like this, continually blooming. Now this basket here is kind of bloomed out, so we were showing it's good to get in there and pull some of these, we call this deadheading. Get in there, clean them off, and it makes, now they will fall off themselves, but this will allow the plants to promote new blossoms sooner. And don't be afraid to give your hanging basket a haircut.
Okay.
If it starts to get real long and leggy, it needs to be trimmed up.
It's okay just to use
take them scissors and get in there, and you won't hurt it.
Okay.
Guaranteed you will not hurt the hanging basket by giving it a haircut. If you take 6 inches off, don't worry. It'll just continually grow. The top will fill back in, and it will look gorgeous all summer long. They tend to get straggly at times, right? You know,
You want it to be big and beautiful the whole time.
So just continue, give it a haircut, give this Triple 20 fertilizer once a week, water obviously every day, or maybe you might get some cloudy weather and cold and you skip a couple days.
Okay, makes sense. I was telling Carl at our house, deer and rabbits, they just come after the plants like nobody's business. I didn't know there was a plant instead of a chemical that you could use to kind of ward off those creatures.
Yeah, so, you know, this is an awesome native plant. Everybody loves native plants. One, it keeps the deer away. The deer will not eat this. So if you have issues, this is espresso spotted geranium, and it comes up every year. So the deer won't eat it. It is, butterflies love it. Birds, hummingbirds will come around to it, and the bees love it. So it's a pollinator.
That's really cool.
So it fits the bill for a lot of times when people have issues with deer or rabbits. Now the rabbits, I think they might snack on that, but the deer will stay away. Marigolds, a lot of times will keep the rabbits away.
Very good. All right, give them the hours here at Angiuli's Farm Market in case people want to come out, see all the outstanding plants and stuff you have, or maybe go to the market on the inside.
Yeah, right now we're open 7 days a week, 9 to 7.
We're at the end of May. What's the first vegetable that you guys grow that we'll get into?
So we've been picking asparagus, and then we're going to be moving into June with strawberry season.
It's almost here. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Carl, so much.
Thank you very much.
Check them out right here in Canfield on 46. You just head down from the fairgrounds south a little bit. It's on the right-hand side. So there you go. Angiuli's Farm Market is on 46, south of the fairgrounds a little bit on the right-hand side. And
they have all these other ones around the area.
Keep an eye out. So oh my gosh, there's one with watermelons. There's tomato, there's peaches and things like that.
There's usually a big giant sign that says Angiuli's.
Right, and they do their meat there and everything. It's a really cool place. If you haven't been out there, you make sure you check it out.
You know what else is absolutely wonderful this time of year? And Sabina got to go to her first one with her dad and Jamie just like last week.
What is it?
The drive-in.
The drive-in movie, which for me when I was a kid was the coolest thing going.
Me too.
We had little speakers that you had to hook up to the windows and stuff.
We're lucky in this area to have so many even still today. But Sean Posey, our resident historian, has a look back at the drive-in and what it means to this area.
The drive-in theater tradition here in the Mahoning Valley is now almost 80 years old. Behind me is the Skyway Drive-In. Open since 1949, it's one of 2 remaining here in the area.
America's love affair with the drive-in began in 1933 when the first Ozoner, as they were called, opened in Camden, New Jersey. In the years after World War II, Americans moved away from central cities and downtown theaters and began frequenting the drive-ins that opened in the surrounding areas. Nearly 3,000 drive-ins opened between 1945 and 1953. Drive-ins show double or sometimes triple bills, allowing families to relax in the comfort of their own automobiles. Concession stands provided a bounty of goodies for both the young and old.
It's intermission. Rise and stretch time. Time to refresh yourself and visit our snack bar. Got a yen for hot popcorn?
At one time or another, there were 9 different drive-in theaters operating here in the Mahoning Valley. Starting in the 1940s, families could get away from the crowded cities and the packed downtown movie houses out into what were largely rural areas, all to enjoy a night of double features, complete with dinner, all from the privacy of their own automobiles.
Be able to see movies on this big giant screen, for us that was a very magical time, and I remember getting to see a lot of Disney films such as Dumbo, Cinderella. It was a simpler time. There were no worries back in the 80s. There were no responsibilities, especially for somebody that's in high school, and for us to have that outlet as a gathering place and a place to be entertained at night, away from our parents, it was a magical thing to have. And unfortunately, we didn't know at the time that we were on the end of an era.
Thank you, Sean. Don't forget to check out his book in the fall. It's coming out. It's called Hidden Youngstown, where he does awesome stories just like that one. Mark is back.
I'm back. Things we never knew.
Yeah, things we never knew about Youngstown.
I love history.
Me too, especially about the place we live.
I
do. Sometimes you see something you don't remember and you're like,
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. The WPA, all that stuff. But anyways.
Still don't know what that means, but you'll
It's a works project. It's a works project. Anyways, before we go, Lauren's been out for a little bit.
I haven't been here for months, really, and what I didn't realize is how much I was going to miss you guys. But for those of you who are probably thinking, where has she been? The reason that I have not been here, and Fred too, is because we were expecting a little girl. And she was supposed to be born in August. And unfortunately, at 22 weeks, I went into labor and we lost our little girl, Claire. And there are so many women out there and so many families who have been through this exact kind of loss, and you never really know about it. You never really understand the pain or the loss until you've been through it yourself, and then all of a sudden you realize that you're a part of this community that you never really knew existed. And there have been thousands of you who have reached out to me and to Fred, countless cards, countless emails and text messages, and sometimes it's hard to get back to all of you and to go through all of it individually. So I just wanted to say, on behalf of Fred and myself and our families and Sabina, we are eternally grateful for your love and your support during this awful time. And she was a beautiful little girl. She looked just like her sister and had Freddie's perfectly round head. And
known for his round head.
I know.
Just like a mini Charlie Brown.
A beautiful little girl. And we had a lot of medical providers and a lot of nurses through COVID who were just wonderful to us. And thank you guys for holding down the fort.
Amazing. And it probably happened to you. As soon as you say it to somebody, oh, that happened to me.
Right.
Oh, I know that happened to so-and-so. And you're like, it doesn't make it any less heartbreaking because it's awful, but it is so common that it's hard to believe.
It really is.
It's hard to believe, especially in today's times with all the technology we have. So
anyway, we're glad you're back.
We're glad we're back. And
Heaven's got a new angel. Yes, she does. And she's looking down on all of us, I know, every single day. So Claire, love you, honey bunny. Way up there. Yeah. And you have something new to talk about. You got a new menu coming out.
Oh, that's right.
Right? You forgot about that part.
Good thing we brought you back.
We did.
Sorry. Right? We want to land on a I know, right?
Can you think of anything special on the menu you wanted to?
Oh, my
that you were
favorite thing. I
excited
think
about?
Mike and I, we did a segment on the crab and avocado salad.
Oh, yes.
And that is such a great brunch summer dish.
Yeah.
You know, Lauren and I is one of our favorite places in Chicago. I did my spin on Gibson's famous crab and avocado salad, and I think the Valley is going to be very receptive.
And we have a cinnamon bun on the brunch menu.
We're getting close to those, but what we are, it's exciting. We have a gluten-free, vegan, vanilla flaked waffle, and on top of it, we are going to put a fat-free and dairy-free whipped cream made from lentil protein.
Look at his face.
But you're going to taste
I was just thinking, do you have to be a vegan to try it? Because I kind of want to try it.
No, it's really good. And then we're going to take it
oath.
another step healthier. We're going to toss wild berries in monk fruit sugar, which has 0 calories, tastes just like sugar, and that's going to be on the top of it. So I think it's going to be an amazing.
That's all one thing?
That's all one thing.
Oh my gosh.
So it's a waffle, whipped cream, and berries.
Okay, very good. On the brunch menu.
On the brunch menu. But it's all vegan, sugar-free, and gluten-free. So it's an amazing dish.
That sounds good. Mike. So is the new menu out yet?
Tonight.
And
this weekend.
As we're taping this.
As we're madly prepping for it in the back
For
right
Memorial
now.
Day weekend, it's out.
Perfect weekend rollout.
I love it. I love it. All right, very good. Well, this has been a fun show.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
We should thank
right
all
here
the folks.
in downtown Youngstown, Ohio.
Get your reservations. Give them the phone number or the website or whatever you want to do.
Just bistro1907.com. I believe the phone number is 330-288-7171.
That is it.
It is.
Is that right?
It. Yep.
Yeah. All right.
I've gotten it right lately. Isn't that crazy? I don't know my own phone number sometimes.
It is crazy. Hey, can I tell you about something when I was a kid?
Sure.
All right, 2nd grade, we were in music class, and we had to do like a play. And everybody split up into groups, and I was with the groups. And we thought, well, let's do a commercial during our show. And you had to do it into a tape recorder, back when we had tape recorders. So our commercial was this Chevrolet commercial that had just come out that said baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet. Do you remember that one? So that's our retromercial for the week.
I don't remember that
Well,
one.
that's okay. They still have all those things available to us at any time. So that's
maybe
the beauty of
Chevrolet
it.
should bring that back as part of their ad.
I think they should.
All right, Team Sweeney, we got something to do.
That's our retromercial for this week. Thanks for watching us on Valley Spotlight.
You can always do it again at valleyspotlight.com or right here on the WBCB. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You know it all. We'll be back next week.
We'll be back. Yep. Have a good Sunday, everybody.
America, what's your favorite sport?
Baseball.
Sandwich?
Hot dog.
Pie?
Apple.
And what's your favorite car, America?
Chevrolet.
Let me see, that's baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet, huh?
Right.
Well, you sure sound like America to me.
We are.
Well, then you better tell me again, because I just might forget.
We love baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet. Baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet.
That's baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet.
Baseball and hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet.
I think you better tell me again.
We love baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet. Baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet.
In case you're wondering, this commercial is brought to you by baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and America's favorite car.
They go together in the good old USA. Baseball and hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet.
Makes sense to me.
Baseball, hot dogs, apple pie.
If you like this video, subscribe to Valley Spotlight on YouTube and be sure to click on the notifications bell so you know when we've got some new stuff. You also can like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and subscribe to us on Vimeo or our Roku channel.